3 knockouts. 34-year-old could be on his way of a jab, setting up something against the hook of Benavidez.
That's it.
Yeah! He's trying to bring it into the knife of Parker Medina. What a punch! And down goes Medina!
Oh, dude. Then he got the wrong. King is coming, better make. Got the lights to the lungs, boom.
These last 4 rounds. They're going to stop the fight right now.
David Benavidez is one of the best rising stars in the sport of boxing. As the youngest ever to hold the WBC Super Middleweight title, Benavidez is on the verge of superstardom after his latest knockout win over Lemieux.
And I'm going to show everybody that, I'm here to stay. I'm not playing with nobody. I'm young. I'm the youngest one out of everybody in Super Middleweight.
But it hasn't been smooth sailing for Benavidez either. His story is truly inspiring. So before he blows up and becomes a household name, let's take a look at Benavidez's unique upbringing and the type of life he's living now, as we count down 9 lifestyle and net worth facts about El Bandera Roja. Number 9. David Benavidez, early life. Benavidez was born on December 17, 1996 in Phoenix, Arizona. His mother is of Ecuadorian descent, while his father is of Mexican lineage. Benavidez grew up with his older brother, Jose Benavidez Jr., who is a well-accomplished boxer himself, with a record of 27-2. He was an 11-time national champion and the youngest ever Golden Gloves champion. However, his career would be derailed after a shooting incident. Benavidez's father had been Benavidez's boxing coach since he was 3 years old. And if you thought he would go easy on his boys, you'd be wrong. Benavidez Sr. lived a tough life that included working in the fields in Mexico at just 11 years old and eating things like leaves and dirt when times were hard. Apart from boxing, Benavidez did everything from soccer, baseball, swimming, and distance running, but only boxing seemed to attract both of the Benavidez brothers. Number 8. How he started boxing. Because Benavidez's father only knew hard work, that's what he instilled in his boys. When Benavidez was just 3 years old, his father began to train him. But his father wasn't a trainer by nature. Instead, he picked up tricks of the trade by studying other great boxers. So, the Benavidez brothers would be up at 5 a.m. doing road work, running multiple miles, after which Benavidez and his brother would hit pads before going to school. So it's no surprise that Benavidez already had a dozen fights by the time he was 8 years old. But it was always David's older brother who was the prodigy. David himself was considered the ugly duckling of the family. Number 7. Weight gain. After Benavidez's parents were divorced, his brother went to live with their father, while he and his sister stayed with their mother. This seemed to be a turning point in Benavidez's life that could have altered his career path for good. Prior to the divorce, Benavidez had a budding amateur career, with the hopes of going professional one day. But after the divorce, Benavidez stopped boxing and started eating. Maybe it was his way of dealing with the divorce of his parents, while he failed to meet his father's expectations and keep up with his brother's success. He would gain 80 pounds and weigh 260 pounds at just 12 years old. He was unsatisfied with himself and would get teased at school, especially when he told anyone that he wanted to be a boxer. When he was 13, Benavidez called his father to tell him that he wished to move back with him and pick up boxing again.
The thing that changed me too is just people talking about me, saying he's a fat little kid.
This decision would turn Benavidez's life for the better, as his father told him that he would make him into a world champion boxer if Benavidez could commit. And commit he did. Number 6. Career achievements. At just 16 years old, Benavidez turned pro after dropping nearly 100 pounds. Like his undefeated amateur record, his pro record is also clean. Currently, his record sits at 26-0 with 23 KOs. He is a 3-time WBC Super Middleweight champion, and he was just 21 years old when he won his first title, making him the youngest super middleweight title holder in history. Currently, he is ranked as the 2nd best middleweight on the planet by the Ring and Transnational Boxing Ranking Board, while he sits at the 4th spot in the BoxRec rankings. Number 5. Various sponsorships. Benavidez has been on a roll lately. At just 25 years old, the sky is the limit for the boxing star, which is why he has been able to work with several brands through the years. Starting with his boxing gloves, which are sponsored by Rival Boxing. The company makes some of the best boxing gear out there, and we're sure they want a piece of that Mexican market, with Benavidez's fame only rising. As we noted earlier, eating was once a big issue for Benavidez, but he doesn't have to worry about that anymore, as he works with one of the best sports nutrition companies, Snack. They help Benavidez stay lean and ready to go for his fights. Another one of Benavidez's sponsors is quite unique. Kashif Ghafoor, better known as Iceman Nick, is a jeweler from Houston, Texas, whose logo can be seen on Benavidez's shorts for his latest fight. And Benavidez must prefer those payments in the form of jewelry, but either way, Benavidez is cashing out with all of these sponsors. Number 4. Fight pays. Boxing is one of those sports where you either don't make anything or you make life-altering money. Like all boxers, Benavidez has been on both sides of the coin. Starting up, Benavidez fought for very little money, and it's only in the past few years where he has seen an influx of cash coming in. Even that was halted for a moment because of COVID. Prior to his most recent fight, the two became against Gavril and Durrell. Against Gavril, not only did Benavidez defend his belt for the first time, but netted $400,000 as well. Next year, Benavidez would earn his first $1 million paycheck for knocking out Durrell and winning the WBC Super Middleweight title. While for his latest fight against Lemieux, Benavidez won the WBC Interim Super Middleweight title while earning $350,000 and 60% of the pay-per-view revenue. Things seem to be heating up for Benavidez, as now he's set himself up for some extremely big fights, which will no doubt be accompanied by big paychecks.
I'm not desperate for no money. I'm desperate to show the world I am the best.
Number 3. Social media presence. Benavidez is mainly active on Instagram, where he has almost 285,000 followers. The budding star is yet to get that one home run win that will blow up his socials, but we're sure it's coming. On Instagram, you can see the day-to-day of Benavidez's life, which includes plenty of family time and boxing training. Maybe once Benavidez becomes more famous, we'll see him embrace social media more, as some of his fellow fighters already have. At least Benavidez fans will be hoping for such a thing. Number 2. His family. Benavidez is married to Karian Silva, a model and fashion designer who might have a big hand in Benavidez's own clothing line. Benavidez can often be seen promoting his clothing brand on his social media and leading up to his fights, and we're sure Mrs. Benavidez had something to do with that. The two have a son together who recently turned 2 years old. Number 1. His net worth. Benavidez is yet to hit his prime, as the boxing star continues to climb the middleweight and pound-for-pound rankings. So if he stays focused and disciplined, his net worth could shoot through the roof in the coming years. Currently, we'd imagine his net worth is somewhere around $2 million, although it's difficult to say precisely, as we don't know the exact terms of his sponsorship deals and his clothing revenue, along with how much pay-per-view money he brings in. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. With that being said, you just watched the lifestyle and net worth of David El Bandera Roja Benavidez. See you next time.